Today we're going to talk about your impact, but we're going to tie it back to what your wrist position looks like when you grip the club. So straight from the beginning, you might have issues with impact. Maybe you have an issue with casting it, closed face, open face. It could just be due to the fact how you grip it. And you might even have advice to where you think, this is good advice. I've heard everybody say I should have a strong grip because I fight a certain type of shot. But in reality, that might actually be causing you to really struggle with impact. All right, impact is something that we always strive to get better at. That makes our ball striking better. We hit more greens, we hit the ball farther. Everything revolves around impact. So if we just grip it incorrectly and that affects our impact, we want to make sure that we can fix that, or we know what's going on so we can make those corrections when we play, stuff like that. So if you're brand new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, hit your little bell button. You'll see all our future videos that we have posting. You can leave comments down below, and a thumbs up helps grow our channel. Thanks for watching. All right, so to start off, we're going to talk about the strong grip. So this is typically people getting given this advice because they slice the golf ball. So you take your right or your left hand and you turn it clockwise, and then you take your right hand, you turn it clockwise. So everything feels underneath as far as the right hand goes. You've seen my past videos. An easy way to check is that you take that grip, make it really strong, start your elbows at your side, and when you extend them out, it's going to be closed, right? Because usually at impact, hands get a little forward, but you slice it, so you're basically at a pull cut. Anyway, next person is maybe somebody who struggles with a hook, so they take a weak grip, so it's opposite. Left hand goes to the left, right hand goes more over the top. You start it at the side again, and you extend it out, and you can see that it opens wide up. And if you're brand new to the game, I would start with a neutral grip, so you're looking for 1 or 2 nickels, a V from your thumb and your pointer finger going to your right shoulder, and the same thing with the thumb and the finger on the right hand. So when you extend it out with a neutral grip, club face is stable, it doesn't open or close. So if you're brand new to golf, always try to start with something very simple like that. Don't try to fix something right off the bat with your grip. Just make it very neutral when you begin. All right, so the first impact we're going to talk about is the impact when people tend to come into it and they look like this. So their arms are basically the opposite. If you want to know what a good impact position looks like, when you come into it, right, your right arm's going to have a little bit of bend, and your left arm's going to be pretty straight. Your hands are going to be in front of the club head, not opposite or even right in line. They're going to lead a little bit. That's how we hit the ball and then the ground. That's how we make that contact that we want so badly. Okay, so let's talk about the really strong grip. Okay, so we're going to put a really strong grip in the impact. Okay, things that we tend to look for is position 2. We want to see the left palm flush with your forearm. You can see how shut my face is. Right? Then we take it up and we get it to the top, and my face is so shut right now. All right, and if you're somebody who swings over the top, you're going to hit the pole cut, big slices, stuff like that, but it might actually finish in the middle of the fairway. Right now, if you're somebody who's trying to improve their swing plane on the way down, you can't have that really, really shut face and a really good swing plane. Okay? Because if you have a really shut face and you come down on plane, your hands are going to start rising up to open up the face, right? And then you're going to come into it with a really high hands. You're going to hit pushes, block cuts, all sorts of different things. Okay, so we don't want you to look like that trying to square it up. And since the face is so shut, for you to hit it straight, not only your hands are going to get high, but you're going to shove it. You're going to not be able to release it, because if you release it at all, if you're like, man, I've created all this lag, but you have to hold on to the lag forever. So basically it sucks any extra distance that you get because you're lagging it, but your hands are so high and you're holding on to the lag. Holding on to lag doesn't mean you're going to hit it farther. It just means you have so much lag and everything's going to go low in a rocket, especially as the club loses loft. So your driver is just going to shoot low across the ground. You're going to hit a lot of little squirrely things right because your hands are going to be so high because your plane is good, but your grip is messing up your plane. Okay, so that is the first thing. If you're somebody who has issues with that, if you always played with that strong grip, but your plane is getting better, you need to start moving that grip into a neutral grip. You might hit it right for a little while because this has been how you've closed the face, rather than if you're trying to close the face, best way to do it is to feel like your knuckles bow down towards the ground, or when you're at the top of your backswing, your knuckles are going to feel like they go away from you. That's going to close the face, but it also helps you release it at the right time so you don't hold on to that lag. Okay, now we're going to talk about the really weak grip. So everything's way over to our left on top. All right, we're going to get it back to position 2. Okay, it's going to be open. We get it to the top and it's going to be hanging down. Okay, most people from here, they do the scoop move. They throw it out here, and they come into it, and they look like that. All right, so now the club head is leading my hands, and I've added loft to it, and I'm going to hit it really high, spin it. I might hit one straight every once in a while, but it's high, lots of cuts, and you'd be like, man, why do all my clubs go the same distance? Because you're not storing any forward press, you're not having any lag in it, and your open faces, you've taught to release it and to come into it like a scoop like that. And then you scoop it, and it just, you thin it a lot because the bottom of your swing's all over the place. All right, so if you're somebody who has a weak grip, you got to check that. And if you tape yourself from face on and you look like you're going like this, you need to start breaking it down. You got to get your grip. For you, you might make it a little bit stronger. Checking it too and make sure it feels like it's closed, and just hit shots where your hands feel like they lead into the golf ball and the club head kind of hangs behind you. All right, and then of course neutral grip should be pretty simple. Position 2, the toe is a little bit down at the top. It should match my left forearm. If my plane's pretty good, it'll be easy for me to basically hold a little bit lag, a little forward press, and then into the golf ball. It'll be much simpler. My hands won't have to go high. I'll hit it much straighter. All right, it's easy to, if you have lag, to release it that way without worrying about squirreling left or right. Okay, if you're real fast, we'll just check this again. If you're a really weak grip and you got the scoop, but somehow you've managed to hold the lag, you're going to lead with the heel, you're going to shank a lot. Okay, so we don't want that to happen either. So understand that your grip might be fixing something in your swing, but at the same time, it might be causing impact issues. All right, so you can play around with your grip, all right, but if you tape yourself, which I think you all should do, not excessively like some folks do, but as soon as you see your hands leading and the club face looking really square, all right, your ball flight will starting off straight. You will get increased distance. Very simple. All right, it'll sound different. You'll start hitting ball then ground. All right, your entire golf game will improve, but you got to understand what the grip does, what it does at the top of your swing, but mostly how the grip can affect your impact.